President Biden's address to the nation on gun violence, emotional and urgent. The president called on Congress to act, saying we cannot fail the American people again. Mary Bruce starts us off from the White House. Good morning, Mary.
Good morning, George. Well, this is something we rarely see from President Biden, a primetime address. But Biden knows this fight well, and he knows the uphill battle he is facing here. And he's trying to use the power of the presidency to keep up the pressure on Republicans in Congress. The president emotionally pleading with Washington to do something and asking the question that so many Americans ask themselves after every one of these shootings. Will this finally be enough? After consecutive mass shootings, the president overnight addressing the nation with yet another desperate call for action.
It's time for each of us to do our part. It's time to act for the children we've lost, for the children we can save, for the nation we love.
With bipartisan talks underway, Biden pleading for sweeping change, but also offering alternatives.
If we can't ban assault weapons, then we should raise the age to purchase them from 18 to 21. Strengthen background checks. Enact safe storage law and red flag laws. Repeal the immunity that protects gun manufacturers from liability. Address the mental health crisis.
Biden describing his proposals as common sense.
This isn't about taking away anyone's rights. It's about protecting children. It's about protecting families. It's about protecting whole communities.
After 3 decades of congressional inaction, Biden is painfully familiar with the difficulties of gun reform, blaming Republicans who have been standing in the way.
My God, the fact that the majority of the Senate Republicans don't want any of these proposals even to be debated or come up for a vote, I find unconscionable. We can't fail the American people again.
The rare primetime remarks on the heels of yet another mass shooting Wednesday, the 233rd this year, this time at a hospital in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
This is yet another act of violence upon an American city.
A disgruntled patient allegedly targeting and killing his own doctor, Preston Phillips. The shooter armed with a handgun and an AR-style semi-automatic rifle bought legally just hours earlier. Another doctor, Stephanie Huson, a supervisor, Amanda Glenn, and a patient, William Love, all killed as well before the shooter turned the gun on himself. Police say he made clear in a note he wanted to kill his doctor and anyone who got in his way.
When I woke this morning, I really just wanted this to all be a bad dream, but this is the reality of our world right now.
A reality for so many Americans. On the very same day, 45 killed and 72 injured in 90 other shootings across the country, including the killing of 2 women in the parking lot of a church in Iowa. The carnage renewing calls for action, and now this question from the president.
For God's sake, how much more carnage are we willing to accept? How many more innocent American lives must be taken before we say enough, enough?
Now, for all of Biden's passion, this speech was also familiar, too familiar, as Vice President Biden was put in charge of the response and the fight for gun reforms after the massacre at Sandy Hook when 20 children were killed. And as we all know, that effort failed. And while Biden does hope that this time will finally be different, if it is not, he says, well, then it's up to voters to make this a central issue in the midterm elections. Because as the president notes, the majority of Americans do want to see some change here. Michael.
Definitely want that change. Thanks, Mary.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.